Hello everyone. Today let us study planning of sample survey or the steps involved in sample survey. Let's come to introduction part. Here there are two paras. First one tells about the surveys and the second one tells about the designing a sample survey. First let us look on to why survey matters. Surveys are powerful tools used in areas like social sciences to understand behavior and public opinion. In marketing, to study customer preferences and buying trends. In public health, to access community health and plan the interventions. Let's see what they do. Surveys helps in collecting the data from a specific group such as population, which helps in identifying the trends, needs, and challenges. Then, why they are important? If we see that it helps in informed decision making, that is, a survey data guides better choices, and also it helps in policy development, which means it helps in governments to shape effective policies, or it also helps in improved programs, which leads to more targeted marketing or healthcare solutions. Then why design matters? The second para. A well-designed survey ensures accurate, valid, and reliable data collection. Some of the key steps in survey design are defining the target population. Here, it clearly identifies who you want to study. I repeat, who you want to study. The second step is choosing the sampling method. Use methods like random sampling, stratified sampling, etc. based on the population. The third step is determine the sample size. Ensure it's large enough to represent the population accurately. And at last, formulate clear and unbiased questions. Use simple, direct language so that you can avoid uh, leading or confusing wording. At last, the importance of this design sample survey is in each step it reduces errors and bias, which leads to the more trustworthy and actionable insights. Now let us look on to the balanced approach, which is a key survey planning which includes both scientific accuracy with the real world practicality. Some of the key considerations here are scientific methodology, which follows sound statistical principles, and it also ensures proper sampling techniques and its validity. Some of the practical constraints here are time. Here, time refers to deadlines which may limit data collection and its scope. And the second constraint is budget. Cost affects sample size and tools. The third one is accessibility. Some populations may be hard to reach. Then why it matters? A well-balanced plan ensures the survey is credible, visible, and relevant. It also helps to deliver a quality insights within available resources. Now let us look on to the steps involved in planning of sample survey. Totally, there are 11 steps which are involved in planning of sample survey. First, let us read one by one and later we can explain all the steps included in this. The first one is define the objectives. Second one is determining the target population. Third one is choosing the sampling frame. Fourth one is select the sampling method. Fifth one is determine the sample size. Then design the questionnaire, plan data collection, implement the survey, analyze the data, report the findings, and finally review and reflect. Now let us study one by one. The first step is define the objectives. First, you have to set clear goals, which means identifying what you want to achieve from the survey. I repeat, what you want to achieve from the survey. This could be understanding behavior, measuring opinions, or accessing needs. Then specify information needs. Here, you have to clearly define what information is required and why it's important. Once again, I will repeat what information is required and why it's important, which helps or which ensures the data collected will be useful and relevant for your survey. Then developing the key question, framing the core questions the survey must answer. I repeat, frame the core questions the survey must answer so that this guides the design and helping the to maintain focus throughout the survey. Keep it focused. A well-defined objective leads to a structured, efficient, and goal-oriented survey that produces meaningful insights. Then the second step is determine the target population. Identify the target population clearly. It defines who the survey is intended for. I repeat, who the survey is intended for. This could be farmers, students, consumers, teachers, scientists, etc. Access the key characteristics. Here, consider the relevant traits such as age, occupation, education level, gender, or location to ensure the group which fits the survey's goal. Maintain clarity. Clearly outlining the population's boundaries avoids confusion and helps in selecting the right sample. Then why it matters? A well-defined target population ensures that results are reliable, representative, and lead to valid conclusions. The third step is choosing the sampling frame. Here, you have to create or obtain a list, a gather list, which is a detailed and up-to-date list of all the members of your defined target population. This becomes your sampling frame. A defined target population is the sampling frame. Ensure the accuracy. The sampling frame must be correct and current to avoid including irrelevant individuals or missing key ones. I repeat, it should include both correct and current so that you can avoid including the irrelevant individuals or missing the key ones. Then prioritize completeness. A comprehensive sampling frame increases the chance of selecting a representative sample, improving the validity of your results. Then why it's important? A well-chosen sampling frame is the foundation for effective sampling. Poor frames leads to biased or unreliable data. The fourth step is selecting the sampling method. There are mainly two types, probability sampling method and non-probability sampling method. Probability sampling method, here it ensures each member of the population has a known chance of selection. Some of the common types include simple random sampling. Here, every individual has an equal chance. The second one is systematic sampling. Select every nth or kth individual from a list. The third one is stratified sampling. Here, divide population into groups such as strata. and sample from each other. Cluster sampling. Divide into clusters, then randomly select entire clusters. The second type is non-probability sampling methods. These do not guarantee equal chances for each member. Some of the common types include convenience sampling. Here, you have to select those who are easily accessible. And the second one is judgmental sampling. It is based on researchers' discretion. And the third one is quota sampling. Here, it ensures fixed proportion from subgroups. And the last one is snowball sampling. Participants refers others. Means I will refer my friend will refer another one friend in this same manner. Then choosing the right method. Your choice should depend on research objectives, population characteristics, availability of time, budget, and accessibility so that you can select the best sampling method. The fifth step is determining the sample size. First, you have to set the desired precision and confidence level. Decide how accurate your result should be. For example, plus or minus 5% of margin of error or plus or minus 1% of margin of error. This is so common. And how confident you want to be in your estimates. Commonly 95% or 99% or sometimes you can take 90% also. Use statistical formulas or software. Here you have to apply appropriate sample size formulas or tools like Excel, R or online calculators. You should consider here population size, confidence level, margin of error, expected variability in responses so that a good result you can obtain. Then you have to align with your study objectives, which ensures the calculated sample size is practical and meets the accuracy requirement for drawing valid conclusion from the data. The sixth step is design the questionnaire. Here, you should use a mix of questions types, which includes both open-ended for detailed insights and closed-ended for easy analysis of the questions. Your questions, you should keep your questions clear and neutral so that you can avoid leading or confusing wording, which makes each question simple, unbiased, and easy to understand. You have to follow a logical flow. You structure the questionnaire from general to specific topics to keep respondents engaged and comfortable. That is what we needed to get an accurate result. Pilot test before launch test. Here, you have to test with a small group resembling your target audience so that the suggestions or feedback you will get from them, you can tune up or refine the questions based on their feedback. Maintain language consistency, which ensures clarity and tone by using the consistent and appropriate language throughout the survey. The seventh step is plan data collection. Choose the right collection method, which helps you to success half of your accuracy. Select methods that suit your target audience and resources, such as face-to-face interview, telephone interview, online service such as Google Form, or mail service such as Gmail or email. Then train your data collectors, which ensures those collecting data are well trained to follow a consistent approach and reducing errors so that improves the reliability of your data accuracy. Schedule thoughtfully. It means you should plan your survey timing to avoid holidays, exams, or festive seasons which may affect participations or responses. The eighth step is Implement the survey. Execute as planned means carry out the survey following the defined methodology to maintain consistency and reliability. Monitor the progress. Regularity track data collection to ensure its proceedings smoothly and on schedule. Troubleshoot issues. Be ready to address any challenges such as low response rate, technical glitches, or misunderstanding of questions. The ninth one is analyze the data. Here, there are 3 points: data cleaning, statistical analysis, and the software. Data cleaning. Here, you should check the data set for errors or missing values or inconsistencies and correct them to ensure the accuracy. Then, statistical analysis. You should apply appropriate statistical techniques to interpret the data and answer the research questions effectively. Use of software's leverage. A data analysis tools like SPSS means statistical package for social sciences, R software or Excel, or there are so many softwares. Here I am mentioning just three, which helps to process and analyze the informations efficiently. And the 10th step is report the findings. Here you have to analyze the data. Interpret the analyzed data to draw clear and meaningful conclusions. The data you presented should be clear. Use visual tools like tables, charts, and graphs to make the results easy to understand. Give recommendations. You have to give recommendations such as you should provide useful suggestions based on the survey results to help or to guide decisions or actions. And the last one is review and reflect. Evaluate the process. Here you have to access the service method and outcomes to identify what worked well and what can be improved. I repeat, what worked well and what can be improved. This is the main step of the evaluating the process. Then document the procedure. Keep detailed records of the entire survey process for future studies or for the future use. And the last one is ensure clarity. Make sure documentation is thorough and easy to understand to help with planning and improving future surveys. This completes the steps involved in planning the survey or sampling survey. Thank you for listening. Hope you have liked the video and you have got some information regarding steps involved in planning survey. Meet you guys in the next video. Thank you once again.